you can see up close, but I mean, they are pretty much gone. Wow. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be testing out some Fenty Beauty makeup. So I've never actually tried any of Fenty Beauty products before, but I wanted to test out their Pro Filter range, especially like their face makeup. So I actually went on a little bit of a shopping spree and I purchased a few of their products to test out in this video today and show you guys them in action and how they work on the skin. So if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you here. So don't forget to click that red subscribe button below and also give this video a like. It really does help my channel grow. And yeah, if you guys want to see me testing out and kind of giving you my first impressions on the Fenty Pro Filter range, then just keep on watching. So just to make it a lot easier, I've done my eyes and my eyebrows first. And now I'm going to dive into my package. So I actually ordered this from, where did I order it? Harvey Nichols. That was the only place that I could find in the UK that actually stocked Fenty Beauty. So it came in a really nice box. As you can tell, I haven't even opened the box yet. That is how dedicated I am to making this video, because normally when I receive something, I dive into it straight away. I don't want the order and returns document. So the first thing that I picked up was their primer. Now this is the Fenty Beauty by Rihanna Pro Filter Instant Retouch Primer. Packaging is so lovely, so luxurious. Comes in a glass case and with a pump as well, which is brilliant. And I just really love the packaging. It's really nice. So this retails for £24, and they actually had their mini version on their website as well. So if you guys are on the fence about trying this primer and you just want to see if it works for you, that would be a good option in saving you money. I believe it was about £16. So this primer says it's a smooth pore diffusing finish for extended makeup wear. So a shine stopping pore diffusing makeup primer that smooths the way for better foundation application and longer wear with an instant retouch finish. When you actually, so it's actually like a peachy pinky formula when you get it out. I'm just gonna rub this in. Oh, it feels really thick. Yeah, it feels like a really kind of, almost like a thick night cream. So this actually says it's supposed to diffuse pores. I mean, I can still see my pores, but it does look a little bit smoother maybe, but obviously we're gonna have to see how it wears underneath foundation as well. But so far I actually really like the formula. It blends out really nicely. Again, as I said, it is like a kind of really thick consistency, so it does feel like you're putting on more of a moisturizer than a primer. It's definitely not a thin consistency, but I think that's going to work in kind of smoothing out the appearance of your skin and pores and stuff like that. So now I'm going to be diving into the Pro Filter Soft Matte Longwear Foundation. My skin tone, but it's definitely got a yellow undertone to it, so I actually went for the shade 120, which I believe is the second lightest shade. So as you can tell, I'm quite fair anyway, so I'm hoping this is going to work. So the packaging again is very similar to the actual primer. Comes in pretty much the same packaging, other than this one has got a white lid and the primer has got like a nude lid. This retails for £26. So all of these products actually got really good reviews on the website. They're pretty much 5 stars, which is really good. So a soft matte longwear foundation with buildable medium to full coverage, now in a boundary breaking range of 50 shades. That's really good that they've come out with 50 different shades. You can see on my phone just how many there are. So there's definitely a wide variety for different skin tones, which is brilliant. And they've also factored in the undertones as well. So if you're more pink, neutral or yellow, they have one to suit your complexion. So to apply onto the skin, I'm going to use a beauty blender. I use a beauty blender for every single foundation that I use pretty much. I'm going to pump a little bit out onto my fingers. Oh wow, this is really liquidy. Straight off, it's really fluid. Like, it's not a thick consistency at all. It's actually very thin. But I'm just gonna add a little bit all over the skin at first. And as I said before, it's kind of a medium to full coverage and it is buildable. So I'm gonna do one layer and then see how it works. So I'm actually really pleased with the colour match. As you can see, this colour pretty much matches my neck perfectly. But so far it's blended out really nicely. It definitely feels really lightweight on the skin. It doesn't feel heavy or cakey. At the moment, it's kind of really smoothed out my pores. I don't know if you can notice on camera. So I feel like you have to work quite quickly to blend in this foundation. It feels like it can be a little bit drying almost. I feel like it could dry pretty quickly. I can definitely see that it is harder to blend around my nose, and it seems to not look as flawless around there. So I'm definitely going to have to go in with another layer. Like you guys can tell, pretty much that is how quickly this foundation dries. Like it is really fast. You have to work so fast to blend this foundation in. Okay, so that is one coverage on the face, and you can tell I pretty much look like a ghost. So I definitely feel like I need to add another layer, just because I like more of a full coverage foundation, and this is definitely more of a medium at the moment. So I'm actually going to put a little bit more on to the skin now and see if I can build this foundation up. So I don't actually know if it's the primer or the actual foundation that is doing it. Maybe it's a combination of the both, but I can definitely see that my pores are less visible and my skin looks a lot smoother. So it definitely builds up really, really nicely. As you can see, that second layer has pretty much completely transformed that side of my face into a full coverage foundation. So it definitely does what it says, and it is nice and buildable. So it also feels quite heavy on the skin as well. It definitely feels like I have 2 layers of foundation on. Whether or not that might kind of sink in and feel a little bit better over time, I'm interested to see how this is going to wear throughout the day. It does say that this is more of a soft matte finish, so it's definitely on the matte side. I mean, there's kind of no glow in this foundation whatsoever. So now moving on to concealer. So I actually picked up their Pro Filter Instant Retouch Concealer. This is in the same shade that I used for my foundation. So again, 120. This retails for £19. So let's give this a whirl. Again, very, very similar, well, pretty much the same packaging to the foundation. So it's a creamy longwear crease-proof liquid concealer that delivers light as air, medium to full coverage in a groundbreaking range of 50 easy to shop soft matte shades. Again, you've actually got all the corresponding kind of shades to the foundations, so you can match it really, really well. So it comes with like a doe foot applicator, so I'm not going to put a lot on. Well, say not a lot, probably a lot to the average person, but not a lot for me. So I'm going to take my beauty blender and I'm just going to blend this out. So as I said, this is a medium to full coverage concealer. So I'm hoping that I could probably go in and kind of build this up to more of a full coverage, because I have a lot of dark circles. Okay, so that has actually blended out really, really nicely. That has actually given me quite a nice coverage. I'm definitely going to go in and add some more just for the purpose of this video. But kind of like on an average day to day, I would probably leave it as this. But I am really liking this concealer so far. I'm just going to add a little bit more. I'm going to also add a little bit more down my nose as well, because I feel like I kind of need a little bit more coverage. Okay, I mean, that coverage is insane. I mean, it has covered up pretty much everything. My skin is completely flawless. Like, you can't see a thing. So this has given me a really nice canvas to work with when I go and apply like the rest of my face products. But this is really nice. Can't see anything. My skin just looks really, really smooth as well. I can't sit here and say that it's completely crease proof, because I can already see that it's settling into like the fine lines underneath my eyes, but I can't find any concealer that just doesn't crease. I mean, concealer is going to crease unless you set it. So yeah, I'll be interested to see how this wears throughout the day. So finally, I purchased their setting powder. I have been wanting to try this for so long. I mean, I've heard really, really good reviews on this, so I'm hoping that this lives up to expectations. So this is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter setting powder in the colour Butter. So they have 4 shades in this, I believe, and this was £24. The packaging is stunning. I mean, it's so, so luxurious. It comes in like a plasticky case and with a silver lid, and it's just so beautiful. I mean, they have done such a good job on the packaging on all of these products. So this is a super fine, weightless, loose setting powder curated in 8 sheer shades, so not 4 like I said earlier. Perfect and extend makeup wear for that filtered, photo ready finish on lock. Sounds good. So I'm going to use my beauty blender for this. I'm just going to tap out a little bit on the lid. So the colour actually looks really nice. It looks very similar to the Laura Mercier translucent powder. Definitely more on the kind of yellow tone. So I think this is going to be super brightening underneath the eyes. So I just picked up some on my beauty blender. And now I'm going to press this on to the concealer. So I'm also going to put some on the face as well, but I'm going to put quite a lot of this product underneath my eyes because this is what I normally do to set my concealer into place. But so far this is really finely milled. I mean, this is so lightweight. So I also like to set my frown line on my forehead. I just find like if I do that, it doesn't look as bad. Also going to add a little bit on my chin now, so I'm going to wipe away the excess. I mean, that has completely smoothed out my pores. I don't know if you can see up close, but I mean, they are pretty much gone. Wow. Okay, I really love this powder. This is definitely a thumbs up from me. This is amazing. I love how smooth it makes my skin look, and it's not kind of clung to any dryness on my skin or anything like that. And it really does smooth out my skin and make it look really airbrushed. The colour is pretty much perfect as well. So yeah, I love that. So guys, I have gone in and done the rest of my face makeup, and I've had enough time now to kind of let all those products sink into the skin, and I can give you guys my overall view on the products that I used today. So starting off with the primer, I really like the consistency of it. It kind of reminded me of like a thick nighttime moisturizer almost, but it was quite lightweight on the skin. It didn't feel too heavy once it kind of settled in. It was really nice to kind of blend out. It kind of really was nice and smoothing on the skin. It definitely made my pores less visible and like a lot more smoother, so I really liked it for that. I'm definitely going to see how it wears throughout the day, and if you guys want me to do kind of like a wear test on any of these products, then let me know and I can always do that for you, because I know this video is more like a first impressions. So with the foundation, again, I found that extremely drying on me. I wouldn't say I really liked it, to be honest. I thought the colour match was pretty much spot on. I mean, I don't think I've ever found a foundation that colour matched me so well, so I was really lucky in that department. But the formula of it I didn't really like. I found it extremely drying. You have to work quite quickly when you blend it out, and I also feel like for people with dry skin it probably wouldn't work, and it would probably kind of cling to dry patches quite a lot. But people with oily skin would probably find this foundation more suited to their skin type. So I think it would probably be a foundation to wear in the summer months, but not necessarily in the winter when your skin gets a little bit drier. So this is definitely a kind of matte foundation. It's got no glow in it or anything like that, so if you guys like more of a matte looking skin, then this foundation is definitely for you. It definitely kind of made my pores less visible. It definitely didn't sink into my pores and like make them look worse. I feel like it's best to use this foundation and blend out areas on the face first and kind of work section by section rather than smoothing it all on the face first, because I felt like by the time I got to my forehead it had dried quite a lot and it was a lot more difficult to blend it out. So I found that this foundation was really nice and buildable. It did definitely build up to a full coverage, and again, for people that like more of a medium coverage foundation, this would work as well if you use just one layer of it. So with the concealer, I actually really like this. It's definitely very similar to the formula of the foundation. Again, I've heard that you can use this as a foundation as well, but I really like this underneath the eyes. A couple of layers of it just totally transformed my eyes, and again got rid of like any kind of pigmentation and dark circles, and I actually really like the way it blended out really nicely. I wouldn't say it's crease proof because it definitely settled into the fine lines underneath my eyes, but once I went in and kind of set it with powder, it was fine, and yeah, it's kind of wearing quite nicely and sitting quite nicely as it is. It definitely feels quite lightweight, as with all of these products. It doesn't feel too heavy on the skin. So yeah, this is definitely a thumbs up for me for the concealer. I really like that. So now moving on to the last product, which was their butter powder. Now this I really liked. In fact, this is probably one of my favourite products that I've used in this whole video, and I just really like the way it sat on my skin. It made my pores look so much more smoother, and it really does make your skin look like it has kind of like been face tuned pretty much. So it's really, really nice and flawless, and it set everything in place, and it feels so smooth underneath my eyes, and it's really nice and brightening as well. I feel like this powder I'm going to get a lot of use out of, and I'd like to see again how it holds up throughout the day, and if it's kind of comparable to my Laura Mercier like Holy Grail translucent powder that I use all the time for setting my face makeup with. So yeah, I would definitely give this a thumbs up. Again, this is one of my favourite products that I use throughout this video, and I just really, really like the way it looks on the skin. So guys, that is the end of this video. I really, really hope that you enjoyed watching this. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up for me. It really, really does help out my channel when you guys give it a thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed, I would love to have you here. So don't forget to hit that red subscribe button, and I will see you all again in my next video. Bye.